Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. All the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today. We're back live today, and some of us are barely alive. Lady Rock playing with the pain, functioning at about 80% brain capacity right now.
Yeah, and I feel like as the day's gone on, that percentage has been crawling down.
Oh, it's dropping.
Oh, what do you think it is now? 60s?
I would give it 70.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Your number
that got you through high
We're
school.
clinging to 70.
Your number seems a lot
Percent.
higher than I would think based on the way that
You sound.
You
'Cause you
sound-
sound like my
Yeah.
wife.
in the 40s to
Oh,
me.
boy.
Well, I sound worse than I feel.
Yep.
But I got sick Tuesday.
Oh.
So
Of vacation, because we were out.
That's what makes
I
me
know.
so angry. This happened last year.
This happened a little while
Yes,
ago.
it happened just recently. You were going on vacation, and you were off for a week, and you got sick right before it, and you blamed me.
On like the Friday going into a
Yes,
week off.
and you were sick Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but you said by Monday you were feeling
I don't
better.
remember
He
that.
was going on a cruise, I think.
Yeah.
It was that week where just I think you were like, oh, I'm not feeling great on Thursday. Smart move on your part.
Yeah.
Ugh, yeah, I don't remember that.
You get sick a lot. Are you eating well? Are you sleeping well? Like, I don't know. Let's look at your diet. Let's look at your life choices.
What's the witch doctor? What's the witch doctor say? You're turning into
You
me.
don't know anything, Wally. Anyways, it is making me very angry inside, seething with
Nice.
snot and with
Ew.
hatred, because it stinks to have a holiday week
Yeah.
and then you spend it sick. I had some kind of horrible viral head cold. That's what the doctor said.
This is which is similar to what you had, again, at Christmas of last year.
Yes. Not sure what it is. But anyways, it tends to flare up right as I'm going on vacation.
My wife got sick every year for about 3 or 4 years in a row, like right after Christmas in January or right around Christmas, and bad sick every year. One time she missed a compassion trip. And then it finally worked itself out. But man, and so you're on that track.
I guess.
And it
Hopefully it's
stinks
just
when
2
it's your
years.
vacation. Like,
Yeah, because I would say I'm healthy.
ish, yeah.
I think
I'm
that.
healthy.
Except for your eating habits.
Yeah.
If my eating habits are bad,
Yeah.
then yours are horrid.
But I'm not sick, and so like something is different.
Yeah, but maybe it's because your body doesn't know what health is to begin with.
Well, if health is being sick for your vacation, sign me out. You know,
I think all of your if I were to argue this, I'd say everything that I feel like your body takes the common cold and condenses it into like a little rock that goes into your kidney.
Oh, absolutely.
That's probably what
he
happens
does
with
have
yours.
gout
Yeah.
and kidney
Blood
issues,
pressure.
I'm dealing
blood
with that.
pressure
Yeah,
issues.
dealing with those little things.
It's not that
But
you.
they're
Those
manageable.
little things.
They're manageable. Like when we were on vacation, we were in Orlando seeing my daughter, and I was good like for most of the time. Like I wasn't sick, but then I had one day that was like a kidney not fun day, and I did just kind of want to be left alone.
Did that keep you from doing things?
No,
or
I
did
still
you-
did stuff.
Jeez.
No, I still go. Like because I'm like, what are you gonna do? So
What are
Besides,
you-
give your body the rest that it needs. I don't
Yeah.
know. Fine.
Haley got strep. Hers was terrible. Like
Really?
She like loses voice, and it's funny because she always claims that I'm dramatic when I'm sick. That girl is so.
I'm
sad
telling
when she's
you,
sick.
it's
I
such
don't-
garbage.
Yeah.
Women claim that guys are babies when they get sick. Oh, please. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm like, I don't feel good. I want to be left alone. I'll let you know I don't feel good. You know, I'm like, and I'll groan and moan a little bit. But, like, my wife does the same thing. And then my wife, like, and I'll still go to work. Like, my wife, when she gets sick, she'll be in bed all day. I still go and do my job.
Haley
you know?
will be like 2 or 3 days into something, and she'll just still have this moment. She's like, I can't believe I'm sick.
Nah.
And I'm like, yeah, I feel like you've been sick for a week. What are we still surprised by?
Yeah.
I'll never forget. There was one time I was over at Wally and Marty's, and we were eating something. Marty had made something.
Marty made something.
Marty had made something.
You do sound like my imitation of Marty.
And Wally proceeds to bite his cheek.
Oh, I did. It hurts so bad.
Those are
And
dramatic.
when he says that it hurts so bad, he thought it was appropriate to fall out of his seat, crawl on the floor.
It was really bad.
And writhe in pain on the living room rug.
Yeah.
No.
As a grown man.
There was a point at which
you say she's dramatic.
I remember this day as long as I live. I remember seeing Jesus and him saying,
he reached his hand out.
And he said, "It's not your time yet. I have more work for you to do. You're going to have to go back down there and you're going to have to get through this pain." One. And you know what, son? I know that you're going to bite your cheek probably 3 more times in the course of that meal, and it's going to really hurt. Because that's
that
the thing.
Bump forms.
You don't just bite it once. You bite it once bad, and it's like, ah! But then as you keep eating, no matter how you chew, you always bite your cheek 4 more times.
I just don't understand how your cheek can get in the way of your
swells.
You're biting.
It swells.
Yeah, but how did it get there in the first place?
I have loose jowls, I guess.
If I chew right now, if I just bite down, I can feel that my cheeks are kind of right there.
I can push mine in.
I feel like biting your tongue or cheek is equivalent
Betty,
to...
you bite the corner of your mouth all the time.
Oh, on purpose, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a habit that I'm trying to stop.
You always bite that corner of your lower lip. Because you got a little taggy thing there. I got one too.
Yeah. I know. I gotta stop.
Well, my vacation was fantastic.
Yeah, good job.
Yay for you.
Yay, yeah. We did some Disney down there with my daughter. I posted a story about it. I dove with sharks at Epcot, which was fantastic. They were so great. They just did everything well. They had all your gear set up for you. And I hadn't dove for a while. I'll be honest with you. I was nervous a little bit because I hadn't dove for a while. It'd probably been 5 years. And I was kind of halfway expecting them to say, "Oh, well, you don't have a logbook that's up to date. We're not going to let you dive." All I did was show them my card from when I was 16 and I got certified. Yeah. And they're like, "Okay, good to go."
And you said they did everything right, huh?
They did. Yeah. Everything.
Didn't you say a 12-year-old was with you?
Yeah. There was a 12-year-old diving because you can be certified, I guess, at 10. And his whole family was diving. And they were all certified. And
there was a hammerhead shark in this tank.
It was glorious.
That wasn't happy.
No. We started to get in the water. We're in waist deep water. Everybody's gearing up. They're taking pictures. You're getting ready to go under and swim out to this buoy. And all of a sudden, we hear the splash, and we see this shark at the top of the water. And whoa! And they're like, "Hey, she's not happy right now. Let's go ahead and, if you guys don't mind, would you guys mind coming over here just real leisurely but quickly out of this pool, please?"
The general thing to do when sharks are mad in water is just not do it.
Yeah. Right? That's the thing. Shark attacks are 100% avoidable. Yeah. I totally understand that. If you don't go in the ocean, you have a 100% chance of never being bitten by a shark.
You weren't in the ocean. Yeah,
but even there. But 100%, if I had not gotten in that tank, 100% chance of not being bitten by a shark. But it's that chance of being bitten by a shark that makes it worth doing.
This is the equivalent of a man, you're a chicken. You're a chicken nugget. And you hear a man say, "Man, I am so hungry."
Yes.
And you decide to sit on their plate.
Yeah, I mean, literally,
That is the same thing.
You're getting
Just
into their environment.
Happens.
Exactly. And so the shark goes nuts, and then they get us all out, and then they are having a conversation, and I hear them behind me going, "Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good." And the lady that is working the thing, but she's not a dive expert, is like, "Do you think it's safe?" Well, there's multiple people. She's like, "You think it's safe?" And he goes, yeah. She goes, "Well, you're the expert." Because he goes, "What do you think?" And she's not an expert. And she goes, "Well, you're the expert." And I'm hearing all of this. And I'm like, "Say yes, please say it's okay." And he's like, I think we're good. I'm like, "Yes." And so, because I was excited, I would have been bummed. And so we all get back in the water. We go dive for 20 minutes.
How many of you are there? What is the
There was 10 of us.
Okay.
And that no one was scared at that point.
No, all of us.
Everybody still got in.
Every person wanted to dive. There
at
wasn't
that point,
anyone.
I would have been out.
There was no one that was like, "Oh, I don't want to go."
I would have stayed close to someone. I thought I was a faster swimmer then.
Absolutely.
That I could just kind of push with my flipper if I needed to.
Yeah, funny story. I did put my that 12-year-old kid between me and the shark. At one point, so we go back down, okay? So we finally go down. We're diving for 20 minutes, and the shark is circling us and stuff, and it's going faster and faster.
Nope.
And you see, and it's a hammerhead, it's no joke. And it was big.
How
and
big
so,
was it? How big do you think it was?
8 feet probably. So it was big.
Nope.
So at one point in time, though, I'm watching the shark because I know it's agitated. So I'm keeping an eye on that shark. I want to make sure I know where it is. So at one time, though, there's that 12-year-old kid swimming. The shark comes up behind him, is right behind him. He doesn't see it because it's like it's behind him, and you have very limited visibility in your mask. And so I swim over to him and the shark because
real quick, can you tell the story while playing some Jaws music real quick?
Yes. And so I swim over behind him because I'm like, if this thing starts to go nuts
Great,
and get
because
him,
the 12-year-old is a perfect snack.
he's going to need help. Yeah, and so I go over and get behind him. But then all of a sudden, the shark goes from like right behind him, and then it goes right next to him. And he is face to face kind of with this eyeball of this hammerhead shark. And he just looks over at it, and he just kind of like looks there, and then the shark just passes him by. And so I'm like, okay, good, we're in a good place. So I get in there, I'm still in there, and then I get caught between a coral reef thing, a wall corner, and the shark. And we're on the same thing. He is coming dead at me. I have nowhere to go but up or down. And I don't want to kick and splash. So I take a big inhale of air, because if you inhale and you hold it, your body will start to rise. And so I take this big inhale.
Before it gets bitten.
Yeah, and I'm like trying to make sure, and I just barely creep up slowly in front of this thing, and it goes right under me, and then I just exhale all this air, because I couldn't keep holding my breath. I exhale all this air and come down, because I'm so paranoid about making any fast movements in front of it. But then we're just swimming around, and you hear this bang! Like, oh my gosh, what just happened? It's called a tank knocker. And you basically, it's a plastic ball with a bungee cord around it that a dive instructor wears, and you pull it out, you let it go, and it slaps your tank. And you can hear that underwater. But it scared me. I literally flinched. And so I'm like, what is that? And so that's to get everyone's attention, all eyes on him. Gives us the up signal. We all come up. I'm thinking, oh, wow, that was a fast 40 minutes. We'd only been down 20. He's like, we get over the thing. He's like, okay, everybody get back out. She's going crazy again. She's a little agitated. We've never seen this before. Let's just go ahead and jump out for a minute. We jump out for a minute, like 10 minutes or whatever. My wife thinks the dive is over because they were in a viewing area. Because my daughter and my wife were taking pictures. So they think it's over, so they leave. But then they hear one of the other experts down there talking about the shark being agitated and they're not sure what they're going to do. And then they go, all right, I think she's good now. We get back in the water for another 20 minutes and dive.
The word think should just not be in there.
Yeah, it was so great, though. And but I will say this, though. I was nervous about diving because I haven't dove in a while, and I wanted to make sure I remembered how to do everything. So I was nervous about that. But then if I had never had those moments where the shark was agitated, I would have just assumed, oh, they're used to this. It's not a big deal. Wouldn't have thought twice about it. Because there were 3 other sharks in there that I got used to seeing and around. But knowing that it was agitated, it made me, I was nervous. There were a couple of times I was nervous and I was watching this dumb thing.
Now, let me ask, what was your plan of action had the shark attacked that 12-year-old boy? You said you were watching.
Yes, I would have tried to.
What was your plan?
My plan, and it's funny you mentioned that, I had a plan. My plan is to grab the shark and grab it by its gills and like punch it, either punch it in the gills, punch it in the eyes.
That you can catch up to it.
Well, it's right there in front of me. I was that close. I mean, I'm as far away as you and I are right now. I was that close to the shark and the kid.
And you think he's going to still stay at that leisurely pace as he's attacking a little boy?
No, like if it bit him, I was able to go and get there.
Because fast,
yes, I was literally right there. So that's why I would have wanted. I mean, it's still going to bite him, but like you try to help him. Like I literally had that in my head. Normally, when you dive, you have a dive knife too. So I would have had a knife, but I didn't have a knife. So all I had is my hands, which are lethal weapons, as we know. I'm a trained first responder.
Maybe that's why the shark was agitated, because it knew you were about to get in the water.
Yeah, it was scared.
Like,
another alpha male.
It was scared. It's like, hey, don't let him in here with those weapons.
Look at those little things.
Yeah.
Now, something else that you did a lot during the holiday break.
What's that?
That you spent 15 hours doing.
Yes.
Don't remember.
You've been judged harshly for
So
this.
I know.
he had
Cost me no money though. What? We'll get to that.
but it cost you time.
It cost me time.
Honestly, what is worth more? Your time.
I don't know. I spent 15 hours apparently on TikTok. It says. Betty Rock made me pull up my screen time.
Yeah, and it said his phone says that in the span of a week,
Yes.
he spent 15. That is 15.
Yeah.
15 hours on TikTok.
But if you break that down, that's not that much. No, I guess 2 hours a day. How did I find the time to do all of that?
Like how much of your TikTok watching do you think you watched and were like, that was seriously fun?
yeah,
And how
like
much of
all
it was you just scrolling, being like, nah.
Well, what happens is too on TikTok is you want to end on the right one, the good one,
Right.
and so you end up like,
Right, it's
no,
like a drug.
no. It really is. No, that's not it. And then you get it, and you're like, okay, I think that's it. No, but see, the thing was, like, we had a television in our room, and my wife hates the TV on at night. And so, and then it starts all these conversations. It's too bright. I'm like, you have an eye mask. It's too loud. I've already turned it down. So so it's just easier to not have the TV on. So I didn't turn the TV on the entire time I was gone, and I would watch TikTok. And so then when I went
could have been asleep.
I know, but I couldn't sleep. And so
You're on TikTok.
Probably so. But then when I was at my my sister-in-law's house, we stopped there on the way home. I was there and I did another few hours. Like everyone went to bed and I spent
with
there.
your family.
Yeah, well, they all went to bed, and so I spent another 2 hours on
Where
TikTok.
you should be.
I know, but I can't. I can't unwind like that. I'm on vacation. I'm having fun. So I did that, and then Betty Rock spent $250 on Bath and Body stuff.
That's true. Let's
Just
go back
worse.
to that.
Worse.
Here, one more thing I would like to point out is that I sent a text to Marty, and I
Yeah.
was like, Marty, Wally's phone says that he spent 15 hours on TikTok last week. Does that sound legit to you? And she said, actually, I'm surprised that it's not more.
Yeah, seems a little low.
Yes,
Bath and Body
here's
has a
something
strength. You are an addict.
I'll admit,
You have a problem.
I'm an addict.
Yeah.
I have a problem. I will be brave enough to admit my issues,
Sure.
unlike some people in this
Mine's
room.
not a problem yet. I
Yes,
will.
it is.
Hey, I know a thing or two about
15
addiction.
hours on one app.
Look, when I hit the rock bottom, I'll let you know. I've been there
Yeah.
before. I know what it's like.
This is all objective.
Yeah,
This is all objective.
I have not even begun to see rock bottom yet on this. Trust me. Now, you, on the other hand, you've hit rock bottom of your addiction.
No, I haven't. But so I got a text message, and here's the thing too. It happened on Thanksgiving Day.
When you're vulnerable. Did you
yeah,
go? Did you
the
end up doing
holidays.
breakfast with your parents on
I did.
Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Was
Yeah.
it fun?
Yes. My mom, I guess, is also on the email texting list as well for Bath and
course.
Body
guys
because
are so
she's
cute.
the one that got me started on this. No,
Yeah,
that's
Bath and Body
not
knows
true.
it's generational.
That's not true. I got her started on
okay.
it, and then we both went down together. But she's like, "Did you just see this email or this text saying that Bath and Body? They said that you buy 3 get 3 free of whatever
That's
you
a good
want,
deal.
and then 20% off of that on top of it." And I was like, "What? What?"
Wow.
And so then we both fed into one another because we're both sitting there trying to figure out what we want to buy. She ended up getting some candles. I ended up getting $250 worth of stuff. But I will say that a lot of it was Christmas presents.
No.
See, a lot of it or some of it?
Okay.
Like a few,
Very
maybe
little.
one or two?
The 6 3-wick candles that I bought are for me and me alone.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
That's it.
There are 3 single wick candles that are for us. Okay.
Okay.
For the
thank you.
studio. Yeah, you're
That's
welcome.
what we're worth.
We've never asked for it, but thank you.
But you enjoy
We
them.
do. We do enjoy the sense of the room here.
I also got some wallflowers. Those are the little plug-in wallflowers.
Oh, those are good, actually.
Isn't
But
it just
those
what
are for me.
isn't that just what a candle is?
Yes, but without the flame, without the danger.
And you leave them all the time. I have one in my car from them, Bath and Body, and right now, if you get in my car, it smells like a seaside. It's beautiful.
Nice.
That's cute.
And then I got a bunch of shower gels, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I'm going to do for my friends' Christmas presents.
I like
There you
shower
go.
gel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So I don't have a problem.
you do.
My problem.
$250 is a lot, though. Like, did that even surprise you?
15 hours is a lot.
Yeah.
That would be like you waking up at 4 a.m. and not finishing till 7 p.m. And all
That'd-
you did was stay on TikTok.
Be a good day.
So it sounds
Okay.
fine.
Yeah,
$250.
and I
It's a good
and I
day.
still have $250 in my pocket. I could still go buy Chick-fil-A.
But your kids don't know your name, but
No,
it's fine.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Oh,
so
gosh.
that's just holiday recapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun for some and not for others.
Oh, I'm sorry. But...
I'm hoping that Christmas.
Oh, so you were sick when you went over to your parents too? Then
I started feeling
Spreading
like
that COVID.
Oh yeah,
But I had like this moment.
I think she had COVID.
This moment. No.
I do. You just didn't take a test.
Yeah, we don't have to test these days.
I know.
You just want me to have COVID so that.
So I'm not the only one that like. So
Yeah.
you're not the only one that held out.
Yeah.
Because I was so bummed when I got it. Because I wanted to get through the whole thing without getting it. I wanted to be like that guy that could be like, oh yeah, never had it. Never had it. Tiger blood. And then stupid me gets it on a vacation.
I've never had it.
I think you had it.
Yeah. You're gonna get a documentary about you.
You and
We should
your
give you a
doctor
COVID.
school.
We should give you a COVID test right now because you'll still show up antibodies in it. I'm bringing one tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, I see. But here's the thing: you do that,
Yeah.
and she tests positive,
We won't tell anybody.
or she could use it to get 5 days off.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a better. Yeah. Nope. Never
Yeah,
mind.
Don't take a
it.
test.
Never mind.
Hey, don't take a
She's
test.
just out.
Don't.
COVID. This is
Yeah.
a great plan.
Yeah,
Molly.
she
Bring it in.
bails.
Until
all
then,
right.
I have tiger blood.
Well, it's
Yeah.
good to
Never
it's
got it.
good to get caught up. Let's just go ahead and go to your story there, Lady Rock.
That was good enough.
Okay. So I found this list of bands that most people say, they're good. They're not good. They're not bad. They're just boring.
I get that.
And I want to see if you agree with some of these. And the comments are hilarious. One of them was Ed Sheeran. People are saying
Yes.
he's not good, he's not bad, he's just boring.
Like,
I would disagree. I
musically,
like him.
his songs are fine.
They're totally good.
Nothing wrong. But I can't imagine going to a show and watching him at a show. That would be really boring to me, I think.
One person commented about Ed Sheeran. They said, Ed Sheeran is so boring, his favorite color is clear.
That's great.
That's a good one.
Another one was Coldplay.
Oh, yeah. I could see
They're
that.
like
hey, piano
a
rock.
total classic, but yeah, at the same time,
They were big.
same song.
Like they had that song Yellow.
I
and
was
Stars.
surprised because they did
They
the
had
Super
good
Bowl
ones.
halftime show one time, and I was surprised. I'm, oh, that was good. Because I always thought, oh, I would never go see a Coldplay
But
show.
you picture like mellow.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how you picture a Mercy Me show. You're like, oh, that's going to be boring if it's all I can only imagine. But they're really great live. And like that's just one little element to them. So I'm sure Coldplay, their big songs are yellow, but like the rest, yellow.
Is there an M on that?
yeah.
Yellow.
Yeah. You remember that one? Because it was all yellow.
I remember the lyrics, but I don't remember.
That's how it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it sounds.
But here's what one person said. They said about Coldplay. They said, Coldplay is the musical equivalent of watching grass grow.
Oh, that's tough.
And then finally, Imagine Dragons. I
What?
like
they're
Imagine
fun.
Dragons.
I would have thought they'd be great live because I've never seen them. I like their music, just in general.
Yeah.
I feel it in my bones to make my systems known. Welcome to the new age.
all the same
to the
band.
new age. Welcome to the yellow. Oh, I guess it is. Yeah.
Yellow.
Yellow.
Imagine Dragons. Someone said, quote, the kind of band major corporations hire for team bonding events. Edgy enough to be cool, but safe enough to not upset anyone.
Oh, that's so funny. I think they're Mormon. I think look it up.
I think I've heard that.
I think Imagine Dragons are Mormon.
I think I've only heard that from you, so I don't know.
Don't quote me on that. One Republic, Ryan Tedder, is a believer. Like he started out trying to do a Christian thing and never got any traction, and then blew it up with them. But am I right? I'm pretty sure I'm right. Or some of them might be Mormon.
Some of them are members of the Church of Jesus
Latter-day
Christ
Saints.
of Latter-day
Yeah,
Saints.
that's Mormons.
So there's that.
There you go. Thank you.
One thing you're
More
right
thing. Betty Rock questions me on so many things.
And rightfully
okay,
so.
We were at this thing. Okay, and we were with an expert, and she saw this animal, and I said, "Oh, that's that animal that can leap out of the ground and catch a bird out of the sky." And she's like, that is so dumb. You are so stupid. You don't know anything. Mr. Expert, is that the kind of cat that could catch a bird out of the air? Yes, it is. That is actually what they do. We've filmed it here. What? And like she would still not give me props for knowing that.
Well, because you just got lucky.
No, I knew
it. Here's what's so crazy is you can't remember what you ate for dinner 2 nights ago. but you can recall all the times that you were right. But
I have
doesn't
short-term
that
memory
say
problems.
something?
Yeah.
That there are not that many times where you're right compared to the times you're wrong.
I don't know.
Because there are so many times that you speak so authoritatively about everything.
Yes. That's the
Yet
key
it
to
doesn't
success.
It doesn't matter if it's right or not.
No.
You just think you know the answer to it
Yes.
all. So you can't judge me for not wanting to question everything that comes out of your mouth.
But the problem is you have
What is the
overinflated.
problem?
The problem is you have overinflated my record of losses. My batting average is really good on being right. It's really good. I put it in the 90th percentile. There is the 10% of time that I'm wrong.
This is an answer
This is
that
a fact.
is incorrect.
This is a fact. But you say things with authority, and that's how you do it.
And
That's the
people will-
secret.
But see,
secret to success.
I'm not going to roll over and play dead. I'm not going to believe you.
Yeah, but then every time that you challenge me and you find that you're wrong, that's got to start to do something to your
But
own
it hardly
self-esteem.
ever happens.
No, it always
It
happens.
happens that one time.
It happened today. Like you're like, what is that song? Like, what is the instrument that makes that song? I'm like, oh, it's a trumpet with a bell in it or a mute. And I'm like, they do that with a mute.
And honestly, I don't have the energy to look it up.
If you
But
looked
there
it up,
have been
I would
so
be
many
right.
times that I've looked up something and it was factually wrong.
Really? I don't think so. I think you're wrong. And again, because
you think
yeah,
I'm wrong?
yeah.
Okay.
So, Betty, you know how I'm very skeptical about Christian movies, at least the ones I'm not in.
Of course. You had to
Yeah.
get that in.
So I got invited to see the movie Journey to Bethlehem, which is a musical about the birth of Christ. So right there, flags go up. I know, right? That's what I thought. But then I started thinking, they turned the story of Alexander Hamilton into a hit musical. So why not the story of Jesus? It should be better, right? Yeah. So I go to an advanced screening of the movie Journey to Bethlehem. And I have to tell you, at first I was like, when they started off singing right out of the gate, I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. And I really, as I leaned into it and went with it, I'm like, man, this is actually really good. I really enjoyed it. If you loved High School Musical, Camp Rock, Glee, you and your family will love it because the guy who did a lot of the music for those shows, Adam Anders, directed and did all the music for Journey to Bethlehem.
Oh,
He
we're
actually-
all in this together.
We'll be singing the songs from Journey to Bethlehem like that, too. The movie stars Antonio Banderas as Herod. And I got to tell you, Joel Smallbone plays his son, and he holds his own with him scene for scene. He was amazing.
I wonder why they didn't ask you to be in it.
I don't know. Maybe because we're all in this together. That's why. Now I see it.
That's it.
So if you want to check out the movie or learn more about it, it's journeytobethlehemmovie.com. Oh, man. Well, it is good to be back. I hate that Betty Rock is functioning at 70% of her brain
After
capacity
that, I'm
today.
down to 60.
Yeah, she's done. She's tired
You can
now.
see those eyes just starting to droop.
They are like your eyes look tired. Like they look
just-
full of like stuff.
It's not.
They've been
Yeah.
working hard.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, I don't know if anyone also caught Betty Rock luring me into a domestic violence joke today on the show.
That was maybe
Domestic
not.
violence.
I'm trying to not get to my email because I'm just waiting for that one person that's like, that's not funny, and I'm like, I didn't mean it.
It was a tough break.
She lured me into like.
I don't think she did.
She did. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Comedy, okay? Comedy is
Let
like
him tell
yes.
you this is the thing.
Yes, and is the rule of improv. And everything we do is improv. We don't script things. So it's like, it's improv. So when Betty Rock says something, if I just shut it down, that's not how you do comedic improv. That's not how you do comedy. And so she says something. My job is to further what she has said. So she goes off on this thing that I didn't fully get the analogy, but
It was
like
about
I
competition.
had to, yeah.
We were talking
she-
about healthy or.
Oh yeah, she's like, oh, and
Who's
you're
your competition?
in competition with your grandmother or something like that, and that's
You
why
could've
she
made-
has a black eye, and so
Did
she
you say that?
yes. And I said that's because she got mouthy, and so she made
could've
the
just
first
left
part.
it.
But again, the rule of yes and so she drug me in. I didn't know what else to say.
You're like, yeah,
I
game
said
night
that.
gets tough sometimes.
Right. And so then and all of a sudden I realized as the words left my mouth, I've made a joke about beating my grandmother that I never wanted to make and never intended to make. And so Betty drugged me into that. So we could do the Aftercast all day. I don't want to go to my email because I know someone's going to say something. I'm going to have to deal with that today.
Mm.
Yeah.
How about that grandmother joke?
Yeah, exactly.
So sad.
And then I'm going to give Betty a black eye. No, I'm just kidding. No, people would
You
support
heard it
that.
here first.
All right, well, that's going to do it for your Aftercast.
Any birthdays?
Oh, birthdays.
Is
We
there
did a
any-
bunch going in.
You did, but did we have
do
something
have one,
to...
though.
Oh, what is it? Is it a good one?
Mom and Dad.
Yeah?
Yada, 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 yada. Talking about punching your grandma. Mom and Dad want to wish Anna a happy
Aw.
birthday. She celebrated on the 23rd.
Nice.
They
Happy
said
birthday.
Anna loves sports, softball, tennis, and volleyball. She's very
sports.
smart, loves walruses,
What?
and
Random.
singing at church.
I love
Yes.
walruses, too.
It's half your name.
We have a question from Laura, and this is timely specific. What is your favorite Christmas present as a child?
That's a good one.
As a child, what was the best gift you ever got?
Oh, I know mine. It was a Vertibird, and they've actually reissued them. And I actually saw someone playing the old commercial for them on TikTok the other day. Well, 15 hours. Of course, I hit it.
Go figure.
Yeah, I know.
He hit
Shocker.
everything.
Shocker.
Believe it or not, I saw a video on TikTok.
But yeah, it was a helicopter. It's so funny you say that because like I would tell my wife things. I'm like, oh yeah, I saw this thing on TikTok, and then by the end of the week, I would say, hey, I saw this thing. She's like, on TikTok.
Do you ever wonder what you would have done with those 15 hours of your life had you not been introduced to TikTok?
I don't know. I mean, it was kind
You
of
could have
nice.
solved the world's problem of cancer.
Probably so. Or also too, it's really nice that I can like when someone tries to talk to me, I'm sorry, I'm on a thing. Like so, I don't have to deal with people. It's a work thing.
On Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna walk over here. It's a work thing. But no, it was the Vertibird, and so it was this styrofoam boat that had a central circular thing that a helicopter was attached to, and you would make it go up and down and fly just in a circle. It would just stayed there. You know, it couldn't go anywhere in the room. It just flew in a circle. But that was the technology of the day. It's not like you get drones.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was great. I played it for hours. I loved it.
I saw something that was kind of like that. They used to make a Barbie that was kind of like a fairy.
Yeah,
and
you pull the string,
and her little wings would come out and
I remember
she'd
that.
fly.
I remember that.
Kind of sounds like a wordy bird or
Yeah.
whatever you said. But she pulls the string and the fairy flies up and it goes straight into the fireplace and burns. No. What was my best gift? Man, that is tough.
Do you want more time or do you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that my favorite, I was telling Betty and you guys a little bit earlier about how my dad has this little, black market Lego scheme
Oh yeah,
that he's got going on where he's just making a ton of cash off of old Legos.
that's crazy.
It's super cool. And it's not black market. I got really into something called Mars Mission Legos, and I just wanted every single set. So I did have one Christmas where all I got was probably like 4 or 5 Mars Mission Lego sets.
Oh wow, and that's not cheap either.
No, and it's tough because I remember those things, loving them, build them, and I wasn't somebody who built something and then went, time to play with it. I built it and I was like, cool. All right, that's done.
Yeah.
So like I do remember like Legos. I loved them as a kid, but man, that felt like they were so short-lived.
Well, yeah, because with the sets, like, see, you had the disadvantage. They were sets. They were supposed to look like something. So when you finish it, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then, like, you display it. Like, my wife and I build Legos of, like, all these Disney things, and we display them. It's fun. It's the making of it that's the fun part for me. But when I was a kid, you just got bricks, and you had to make it look like something. They didn't have customized shapes. Everything was squares.
You had dirt.
Yeah, you really did.
mud.
How do I make a house out of
Yeah,
this?
you had to make something. Everything ended up looking like a rocket or a sword. Like that's all you could make.
Good times.
Betty Rock.
I wanted every year. I wanted a race car track. One of those that you put the race cars on.
Hot
and-
Wheels?
You
You did really?
Yeah, and
I
it would sit
love
on the
those.
track and it would go.
A slot car. They still have them.
Every year, I was disappointed because I got one and it never worked.
Oh, you need
so-
one.
Did you get
need
like a
one
secondhand one or?
No, well, I don't think so. Maybe I did.
Yeah,
but,
I'm sure you did.
But it would go like on the set, and then they'd just fly off the thing.
That's because you're going too fast. You got to control the speed. You got to control.
Anyways,
the speed.
I guess that was my disappointment. I got a Light Bright. I loved my Light Bright.
Those are making a comeback too.
Yeah, they were really cool. I got a mini one time. I treated myself. I was
Yeah.
at Target, and it was like $5.
Yes, yeah, and they make mini Etch-a-Sketches too.
And
Yeah.
I tried it. It wasn't like I remember, but maybe I just need the original.
Yeah.
But I remember having those black piece of paper and put the little pegs in it.
So great.
Yeah. And then there was one year that I had this dollhouse because my parents wanted me to be into dolls, but I really wasn't unless it did something.
What are your pronouns?
Right. Never know these days. You do
You're
have
just
to ask.
full of triggering jokes
First,
today.
it's about beating grandma, and now it's about asking about your pronouns. So it was this dollhouse that you would have little dolls, and you'd stick them in holes, and when you did, they would say a certain something.
Oh, okay.
And so my dad said that when he got that for me one year, he was up till like 4 a.m. trying to put that thing together. It was like I was down in the basement cursing that thing up and down. He was so frustrated. And then I maybe played with it for like 2 months and I was done.
Yeah, that was the thing, like buying your kids all these things and they play with them for like no time.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why like my wife and I, we always have like a special gift that we each either buy or make or whatever for our daughter. And like I've made her a bunch of stuff like that she still uses. I made her whole bedroom set, you know, and I made her a coffee bar the other day. And so when we were down there, it's like, oh, good, she's still using that. So I'm hoping those are things she'll have for years, you know. And so we try to do things like that.
She's going to have a great bonfire party sometime.
One day she will, actually, yeah. So, yeah, and I don't have my special gift for her this year yet, and I'm running out of time.
Gift.
I know. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
She just wants your cash. It's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, she probably does.
And who can blame her?
Yeah. Well, I think that's going to have to do it for our Aftercast for today. It's good to be back, and hopefully Betty Rock will survive this week, and thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.